Hello, let us talk about algebra. But before, let me tell you something. When I get the information that I'm looking for example, if I know the names of my students, so when I ask them something, I have more chances of getting them to reply, right? So I find it very important then when you get the knowledge of what you're looking for, you have a better chance to accomplish something. For example, I embroidered my name here, so I'm uncovering some information to you, my name. So if you call me by my name, you have a better chance for me to give you my attention. So it does happen in my case when I call my students by their name. So even though it's a little bit harder for me because I have many students to memorize and they have only one teacher to memorize their name, I think it was worth the effort because when I talk to them by their names, so there I have more chances of them to reply to me, like making their homeworks or volunteer for things in class. So let me give you a definition of what algebra is. So algebra is a gateway to mathematical and scientific thinking. So this is a way of acquiring knowledge and predicting stuff. So when you have a way of doing this, you have a tool to make better decisions in your life, in your business, whatever that is. So we can reason about collections of calculus to determine which specific ones are specifically interesting and useful in our situation. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, I completed a thesis in the National Space Institute research, and my thesis was about predicting soil losses in one area. In other words, erosion, right? So I did my thesis in this microbasin in the state of São Paulo. And actually I was using the universal soil loss equation. And this equation was about 80 factors that goes together trying to predict how much loss you're going to have in the soil for that area. So if this equation actually does predict or give me that information, I am in a much better position to make decisions about a farm that I'm maybe managing in that area, right? So let's give you another example. This one is a graph for one example they're going to be seeing in a class of a company that produces t-shirt. So here is the line that actually represents the profit of a company. So when they start selling here, they're increasing the price, the profit's going to increase until a certain point. And after this point, this profit starts to decrease again. So this information here helps them to realize that this is the best price, around 15, 17. Because before 17 or maybe after that, it's going to decrease the profit anyway. So this is kind of information that's very useful and helpful for a manager for that company, right? But if you don't know actually too much about algebra, you can make a really bad mistakes. So let me give you another example. This is a funny one, right? So I'm going to talk to you about a equation, right? So A is equal B. Now let's add A for the both sides. So put A here, so it's going to be A times A, so A divided by 2. And here B times A. Now I'm going to put B on the both sides. So A elevated by 2 minus B elevated by 2. I'm going to put B elevated by 2 in the other side here, minus B elevated by 2. If I develop this part of the equation, this will be A plus B times A minus B equal equal, if we can isolate the letter B, right? B times A minus B. So we have A minus B in this side and A minus B in the other side. So we can cross both of them. So we stay with the A plus B equal B. So since A is equal B, and if we substitute A with the value number 1, so we can substitute the values here and find that 1 plus 1 is equal 1. So 2 is equal 1. Of course, there's a mistake here, right? So 2 cannot be equal 1. But can you find the error here in the algebra, the way I did it? So as you can see, algebra is very important because if you don't get the knowledge right, the equation that really does represent what you're looking for, you're going to make really bad mistakes. So I hope that I have convinced you that algebra is a very important knowledge. So I hope to see you inside in this course and we can have fun together learning about algebra. So see you inside.